Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another meal prep video. I am really excited to share today's video with you because I'm going to be trying 3 new recipes that are awesome and you are definitely going to want to make these. I'm going to start out by making a lemon poppy seed loaf. This sounded super good to me and it's something that I haven't made for quite some time, and this recipe turned out awesome, so you are going to want to try it. I'm also going to be making just a simple fruit salad. I love prepping this and having it in the refrigerator throughout the week for us to have as a side for dinner. My kids can take it in their lunches and we can have it for breakfast as well. For breakfast, I'm going to be prepping a hash brown quiche. This is another delicious recipe that I tried for the first time today and is a definite winner. You are going to want to make this for you and your family, either on a weekend for breakfast or just for prep like I did. And lastly, we are going to make a Thai Buddha bowl. This turned out so good, and these are so great to prep, not only for lunches you could prep them for, but you could also prep them for quick weeknight dinners as well. Before we get started on the meal prep, I want to take a quick few minutes to thank Thrive Market for partnering with me on today's meal prep video. I love working with Thrive Market and I love ordering from them. You guys know that I've talked about Thrive before, and personally I've been using their services for a little over 3 years. I really love ordering from Thrive Market because they have a lot of specialty ingredients on their site that I just can't get around here in the rural Midwest. If you guys are interested in trying out Thrive Market to get some of these goodies that I'm sharing with you in my Thrive haul here, they have a couple different membership options to suit your lifestyle. They do offer a month-to-month membership that is $9.95 a month, but then they also offer an annual membership. So a 12-month membership is $59.95, which comes out to $5 a month. That's the one that I use because it's a better value and I consistently order from them a couple times a month. If you guys use the link in my description box, you can get a free gift up to a $24 value when you join today. So make sure that you check out that link down below. All right, so the first recipe that we are going to start out with is the lemon poppy seed bread. And this recipe is coming from my old school Betty Crocker cookbook. This is the 1989 version. Yes, I love cooking vintage recipes and they pretty much never fail, right? This was probably the best lemon poppy seed loaf that I have ever baked. So I will be listing all of these recipes down in the description box below if you guys want to try them out. So I'm starting by using my stand mixer to cream my butter and sugar together, and once that's light and fluffy, I'm going to add some vanilla and some eggs and then make sure that is combined well. Once that's combined, you do want to take just a second to scrape the sides of the bowl down. Make sure that you do this to get everything incorporated really well. One thing I wanted to mention to you guys also is make sure that you check out Thrive Market's selection of spices on their site. They have a ton of different options, and I did end up ordering my poppy seeds from there, which was great because I didn't have any on hand. And I like the way that you can take the spices out of the bag that they come in, and I like to store them in mason jars, which looks really cute in my spice cabinet. So after my mixture was combined, I added 2 tablespoons of poppy seeds to the mixer, along with some lemon juice and some lemon zest. And the other lemon flavor in this recipe actually comes from lemon yogurt. Most of these old school cookbooks will give you like one option for, in this instance, it was a sour cream pound cake. And then they give you a variation on that or a couple variations on that. So this used the same recipe for the sour cream pound cake. Instead of using sour cream, you use lemon yogurt, which I think is just genius. So once all the ingredients are combined, I added my dry ingredients, and then I'm going to spray my loaf pan with some nonstick spray, and I like to line it with sort of a sling of parchment paper. This makes the loaf really easy to get out when it's done cooking, and then just scrape your batter out of the mixing bowl, even it on the top, and then you can pop it into the oven. This is a really dense pound cake, so this is going to bake at 325 degrees for anywhere between 60 and 75 minutes. I think mine took around 70 minutes just to bake it until it is
done all the way through, and you can test it with a toothpick. If no crumbs come out on the toothpick, you're good to go. So once I let it cool for a little bit in the pan, I actually was able to lift it out very easily, and look at that delicious loaf cake. You guys are going to love this recipe. Please make sure you try it. I sliced it, put it in my cake stand, and my kids were able to have it for after school snacks throughout the week. It turned out so good. Okay, so next up is just a simple fruit salad. I love making this because not only is it easy and healthy, but it helps us eat our produce throughout the week. And if I ever need a quick side for dinner, I can just pull my bowl of fruit salad right out of the fridge and set it on the counter, and we have a quick side. So I'm starting out with a pineapple. Have you guys noticed, if you're buying pineapples lately, that they're very sweet and delicious? I've been loving them lately. So how I cut a pineapple is I set it up on its end and trim the outer skin off, and then I like to cut the cores out. I know that some people do use those for smoothies. I personally never have, but I think that works. If you are wanting to not waste the core of the pineapple. I also cut up a few kiwis that were sitting in the fruit bowl. Those were about ready to go, and I needed to use them up. I also peeled some mandarin oranges, and I'm peeling a mango and putting that into my salad as well. If you guys are mango cutting experts, can you let me know if I'm doing it right? I swear, that's the one thing that I always struggle with, is making sure that I get all of the flesh off of the mango. And last, I'm going to add some strawberries. So this was kind of a tropical fruit salad, definitely nothing fancy, but my kids love fruit, and I actually really like to eat fruit with yogurt and granola. It's a quick breakfast for me in the morning. So I'm just going to give this a stir and then pop it in the refrigerator. Another thing that fruit salad is really good for is packing in your kids' lunches. If you guys as kids are going to school part-time like mine are, it's great to have that ready. You can just scoop it into a little container and throw it into their lunch. Next up, I'm going to be making my hash brown quiche. This is so good. This is funny, actually. I have had this recipe printed out since 2007. Yes, 2007. And it's been sitting in my recipe binder, and I don't think I've made it yet. So I'm excited to share this one with you guys too, because it turned out really good. And if you like breakfast casseroles, you're definitely going to want to try this. So I thawed out about 3 cups of hash browns, just shredded frozen potatoes, and I mixed those with some melted butter and salt and pepper. And the original recipe called for putting these into a pie plate, but my deep dish pie plate was dirty at the time, and so I'm just using an 8x8 dish, and it worked out just fine. So I packed those into the bottom of the dish, and I'm going to pop those into the oven for about 30 minutes until they get nice and crispy. Next, I'm going to make the filling for the quiche. So to my measuring cup, I'm adding 3 eggs, a cup of half and half, or you could use milk, and then I'm also adding just a pinch of salt. We are going to add ham to this, so just make sure that you don't over salt it. The ham and the cheese in the recipe do a pretty good job of salting this, and you definitely don't want to over salt it, or you'll obviously ruin the whole dish. Next, I'm chopping up some green onions and putting those in the mixture, along with some deli ham that I needed to use up in the fridge. And lastly, I'm just going to shred up about a cup of cheddar cheese. This recipe is super customizable. It would be a great way to use up veggies or cheese or meat that you have sort of laying around in your fridge that you need to get used up. So here's the mixture in my mixing cup here, or my mixing bowl, I guess, and I'm going to pour that over the hash brown layer that's been baked. You can see that it's a little bit crispy, and I'm going to pop that back into the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes until the eggs are set. And here's what it looks like when it's done. Oh, so delicious. I hope you guys definitely try this. Here's what it looks like on a plate. Of course, I had to sample a piece while I was making this that evening, and then I packed the rest into meal prep containers, and bam, we had breakfast for the week. Okay, so the last recipe that I'm going to share with you guys is a damn delicious recipe, and this actually comes from her meal prep cookbook, but it's also available on her blog, so I'll link that recipe down below as well as the cookbook. This is a really great cookbook if you're interested in meal prep. She has a lot of great recipes. So I'm going to start out by dicing up some chicken and putting that into a bowl. I'm using some cornstarch. I got this from Thrive, along with the Red Boat fish sauce that I also got from Thrive. I like getting it from there because it is hard to find that Red Boat fish sauce around where I live. So I have my chicken in the bowl, the cornstarch and the fish sauce, and I'm just going to stir that up. And what this will do is it will give the chicken kind of a crispy coating on the outside, and then we'll actually pour some broth into the chicken, and it will all thicken up into a really delicious mixture that we'll be able to meal prep in these bowls, along with some veggies and some peanut sauce and some farro. To add to the chicken, I'm also chopping up some shallot and I'm grating some ginger with my microplane grater. I'm also going to mince up a little bit of garlic. I actually like to keep my ginger in the freezer, and then it's super easy to just grate when you need it. It doesn't go bad and you don't even have to peel it, I find. I know that some people peel their ginger with a spoon and things like that, but I don't even mess with it. I just take it out of the freezer, grate it right into whatever I'm using, and it works out just fine. So once the chicken was cooked, I added those aromatic veggies to the skillet, and I'm just going to stir those around a little bit to make sure that they don't burn. Next up, we're going to make the broth mixture that goes in with the chicken. So I have about a 1/4 cup of chicken broth in my measuring cup, and I'm going to add some lime juice to that. I will say this recipe does have a lot of components. I feel like if I make this again, which I will because it was delicious, I will definitely take some help from the store as far as like buying pre-shredded cabbage, pre-shredded carrots, washing my own veggies and kale and that kind of thing. But this was my first time making the recipe, so it always takes a little bit longer the first time you make it. So I poured that broth mixture. I also added some brown sugar and some garlic chili paste to that, poured it into the chicken, and then I'm just gonna let that simmer until it gets thickened up. Next, we're gonna make this delicious peanut sauce. This is really what makes the dish. So in this bowl, I have some peanut butter. I really love that peanut butter from Thrive. If you guys have never ordered it before, in the squeeze pouch, it is so good. I definitely recommend it. And I'm adding some lime juice to that, some hot sauce, some soy sauce, and I'm just going to whisk that up. Now, here's the thing. I would definitely recommend doubling this sauce recipe because I feel like I didn't quite have enough, and I always like my things saucy. So I'm putting that into 2 little containers for when I meal prep my bowls. Next, I'm going to cook my farro. So I have some quick cooking farro here. You can actually get pre-cooked farro on Thrive's website. I did not plan this out ahead of time, and so I didn't get it ordered from Thrive, but I probably will order that next time from them just because it will be so much more convenient. While the farro's cooking, I'm going to chop up my kale. So I just have a big bunch of kale here, and I strip that off the stems, and I'm going to dice that into smallish pieces. And then what I like to do is soak this in vinegar in my salad spinner with really cold water. Kale can be a little bit dirty, and sometimes it can have kind of like a film or like a waxy substance on the leaves. So definitely make sure that you wash it really well. I use this method for all of my produce, wash it with cold water and vinegar. So there's my farro that was cooked up, as you can see, and then I'm just going to spin my kale dry and then start by cutting up the rest of my veggies. I have a red cabbage here, and so I'm just going to core that and chop it up into small pieces. You definitely won't need all of this for the meal prep bowls. So like I said, if you wanted to buy this pre-prepped from the store, you totally could. I also chopped up some cilantro, grated some carrots, and I have some bean sprouts as well. So here's what I'm doing. I'm building 2 bowls. I'm building one for myself to eat for dinner, and the other one I am building as a meal prep bowl. One other thing I wanted to mention quickly about Thrive Market and why I love working with them and supporting them is that they are a mission-based business. So they do give back to the community. They have donated thousands to COVID-19 relief, and I just love their mission. They also donate memberships to veterans, which I think is really important. And if you guys want to try them out, they do have a risk-free 30-day trial. So there's absolutely no risk involved to you. I wanted to mention that in there as well. So here's what my completed meal prep Thai chicken Buddha bowls turned out like. OMG, so delicious. Make this recipe immediately. Tons of veggies and super healthy.
All right, so that is going to wrap it up for today's meal prep video. If you guys want to try any of these recipes, they will all be linked in the description box below. Let me know which one you are most interested in trying. And thanks again to Thrive for sponsoring today's video. I truly love their products and their company and their mission, and I love working with them. So if you guys want to try them out, all of the information will be down below as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Push your limits with your